Hey everyone, Chuck's back. Just got this from, not eBay, I got it from Alibaba. So here it is. I got a new screen for the other BMS, but it came with all this stuff instead of a box, like on the AliExpress site usually sends a box, a little box that... Okay, we're still going on with this BMS that we got straight from the factory, from JKBMS factory. They send it like this. It has connectors, but when I contacted the guys, they said to me, well, you know, I said, how do I power it up? And of course you guys would know, you use some sort of power supply system. Power supply, hooking it up to the BMS and then turning it on. Okay, so I have got a switch here, which I have got it set up. I'll find it in a minute. Oh, there it is, right there. I've got this switch, which I can turn it on and off. The girl said to me, oh, you'll need a switch. It'll cost you $1 and then it'll cost you to send it out. And I thought to myself, well, I've got enough switches around the backyard. I should be able to find a switch. This is off a photocopy, actually. And then I worked out that it's only drawing 0.1 of an amp at 12 volts. So what do? I went to my favourite AliExpress store and hey presto, 2 weeks later, or less, I think it was less than 2 weeks, and don't believe me that it is 2 weeks to get here to Australia, I got a DC to DC converter. I'll list it underneath, and that's going to replace my power supply. So what we're going to do is we're going to hook up my power supply. Alright, this is what I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn it on. If you look down here on the display, it's turning on now, and I'm pushing in 50.3 volts, which I can go up higher, and it's not drawing too much current either, which was a bit worrying for me. So I double checked it on my multimeter, and it's actually pushing out 50.4. So that Chinese voltmeter is out by about 0.4, so I'm going to have to adjust that. The 50.4, yep, and here at the bottom I'm only getting 12.3, so 12.3, that's good for that. But have a look at my wiring. Come and have a look at the wiring. The wiring on this thing came out of JKBMS. Now you've got to, this is for the players in the game. The red wire is hooked to the yellow wire out of this voltmeter. The yellow wire coming from the display is hooking to a black wire. Remember, yellow to black. So you've got to be careful with this. So your yellow wire is your earth in this case. Don't know why the Chinese do that, but they do it sometimes. Right, everything seems to work on here, ready to go. Only other thing you have to do is you need to put a switch in. If I can find where the hell that switch went to. Alright, there is a switch, 2-wire switch that comes off these 2 wires here. Hopefully you can see that. The 2 wires here need a switch, and that will turn on your BMS. Don't ask me why, they've put it in there. I'm hoping they're not wrong with that, but that's the only thing that I had left to say. Anyway, that's it from this edition of DIY with Chucks, playing with a JKBMS, which is provided by JKBMS without the voltage connection. So I'm going to solder all that together, and that's going in with my new build, which is still stuck at the port because something went wrong with my Chinese seller on Alibaba. I didn't go with Bassin, which I should have. I should have gone with Baston again. I went with someone else that someone had recommended, and yeah, not as good as what I thought they were going to be. Anyway, let's go on off. Say goodnight to that, and I'll see you on the next one.